Tonight's IEHL broadcast is brought to you by Tonki FPV drone video, 𝗨𝗏𝗃𝗃 skate sharpening, Hockey Central Shop in Krefeld, Germany, Transport Regent, Canada's finest moving company for over 20 years, and 𝗨𝗏𝗃 photography store in Tel Aviv.
Hit play about the flex on him. 𝗕𝗶𝘀𝗶𝗁𝗆
Good evening and welcome back to One Ice Arena for the second game tonight of our doubleheader. I'm Ben Baruch, joined in the broadcast booth tonight by Jacob Churchborn, forward for the Bat Yam Dolphins, and we have The Haifa Mariners taking on 𝗬𝗏 Netanya. Haifa still looking for their first win of the season, and Netanya coming into this one a perfect 5-0. Some great players on both teams. Jacob, who are you looking out for tonight?
Daniel Levin for sure. He's a great player. Played in the OHL for Sudbury, I believe. And I matched up against him in our game a couple Fridays ago, and he's a really hard player to play against. He's so fast.
And on the other side for Haifa on defense, you have to look out for number 91, Nathaniel Schwartz, 24 years old, out of Aurora, Colorado. Very steady, puck-moving defenseman. He'll have his work cut out for him tonight. But a couple lineup changes to note. Aviv Milner tied with David Levin for the team lead in goals with 10. He is not in the lineup tonight. If you see number 10, that is Yegor Prutzkov. Also wearing number 21 tonight is Sergei Bello, not Ori Kafri, who normally wears his number. In goal tonight for 𝗬𝗏 Netanya is going to be number 50, Ido Steinberg. He comes into this one a perfect 2-0 with a 2.00 goals against average. And on the other side, for the Haifa Mariners, Chase Banyard is still out with a knee injury, so it's going to be one of the emergency goaltenders, Artur Zalavian, coming in for the Haifa Mariners. He had a 2-0 record with your 𝗵𝗃𝗻 Dolphins last week against two games against 𝗬𝗏 Tel Aviv.
He played great for us. He was steady in goal. He was a great substitute for Nir, and he really worked hard for us, and we loved having him.
𝗵𝗃𝗻 coming away with 8-3 and 7-6 shootout wins last week. But unfortunately, if you just watched our last game, 𝗵𝗃𝗻, of course, falling to the Jerusalem Capitals 5-2. Jacob, what'd you think of that game?
I just think we didn't come out with the right energy in that one. We started out strong, and then we got a little complacent as the game went on, and I think we kind of picked it up at the end, but midway through we just lost our intensity, and that's the reason for the loss.
It was exciting as 𝗵𝗃𝗻 got off to an early 2-0 lead, but 5 straight goals by the Jerusalem Capitals. And they move into second place in the IEHL standings. But it's the first place team, 𝗬𝗏 Netanya, taking on the last place team, Haifa. And we're just about set for puck drop here tonight from One Ice Arena. Glad you could join us late here in Israel or early in the afternoon in the United States, or wherever you might find yourself all over the world. This is going to be a fun one tonight. David Levin picks this puck up and moves ahead, trying to find his brother Mike, cutting down the right wing, but a good play by Jeremy Gross to intercept. He'll send this one all the way around. Golonitsky will meet it in the far corner. It's shipped out by Netanya, and here's Mike Levin getting on his horse. The drop pass for David Levin. Back to Mike in front. Looking to go towards the backhand, but he couldn't send it on goal.
Great puck work there by Netanya.
Gross the other way. He's picked off by Elias Spector. They bring it in offside. We'll see where their face-off is going to be. Referee's having a little bit of a discussion. Ido Steinberg eventually got that puck. They're going to bring it out into neutral ice, but that's a good play by Jeremy Gross to try to bring it over the line.
Player to look out for tonight for Haifa, Jacob Saunders. Is a really solid defenseman. Fun facts, we came to Israel for the first time together last summer. He's a great guy off the ice, also plays lacrosse.
21-year-old out of Dover, New Hampshire. Had 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points in 76 games played in the EHLP for the New England Wolves and New Hampshire Avalanche. As Winkler tries to bring this one over the blue line, it's broken up by Itai Bentov, captain of this Haifa Mariners team. Now he gets the puck back and will shoot one all the way around. Rovioff will kick this one down. Litvak trying to chop it around Bentov. Goes back to the point, intended for Parasol, but that one missed. It goes all the way down to Zalavian. Vinograd to Bentov, all the way over. Onto the stick of Maor Sheriff. Leading this team in goals with 3 of them had 2 on a major power play in the team's first game against the 𝗵𝗃𝗻 Dolphins. Alex Sitback will have to hustle back for this one. Bentov curls back, gets it back to the point where Schwartz handles it. Feeds one down low. Taken away though by Prutzkov, trying to push it out of the zone. Now a shot from the slot is gloved and held by Steinberg.
Good speed on that one. I think in the puck low. This is a really good goaltender for Netanya, so you got to shoot it low on him to get it in.
It was a great shot from right in the middle of the slot, but 𝗬𝗏 out of his crease and able to make the good glove save there. It's 𝗨𝗃𝗍𝗄 controlling off the draw. Came over. ＨC Tel Aviv in the offseason has a goal, 3 assists for 4 points, had a big game in HC Netanya's last outing, a 6-2 win against Tel Aviv as this play is offside.
Looks like 𝗧𝗲 just couldn't get back in time for that one. Would have been a good entry for Haifa.
Off the draw, it's Netanya. Arthur Litterman cuts to the outside, trying to curl back, and it's picked off by Schwartz. Litterman wanted a penalty, but none to be had. Haifa having trouble getting out of their own end. Schwartz tries to go up the near wall, but it's broken up by Prudskov. Ben Hamo for 𝗧𝗲. He'll chip this one over 𝗫𝗏 and go in to get it, but Kreimerman there first for Netanya. Bentov working hard behind the goal. Feeds one out in front, and it's Mike Levin bringing it ahead 3-on-2 over the line. David Levin to spektor. Back and over for David, and he couldn't handle the puck. Now it's Tucker Falk back the other way. The drop pass had no one on his left wing. So there's Uri Busrender to handle for HC Netanya. Left wing, it's Mike Levin. All the way over to spektor. spektor trying to cut to the middle, but Golodnitsky stayed right with him and broke it up.
Something I'm noticing here for Haifa is that they're really keeping up with Netanya. Netanya was great moving with the puck, and they're great skaters, but Haifa's keeping them locked down right now. It's impressive.
Working hard behind the net. Jeremy Gross picked this puck up, shoots one on Steinberg, and he's able to make the save.
Something about Haifa, something I'm noticing, they may be in last place, so this is not an untalented team. These guys can skate, they're good with their puck movement. I think they seem to get a little bit more confidence in the offensive zone, and this team can make an impact later on in the season.
One of their star players is Itai Bentov stepping in for this faceoff now. Not just a player, but the head coach of the under-20 Maccabi Metula team, and also the head coach of the under-20, or excuse me, an assistant coach on the under-20 and under-18 Israeli teams. 𝗵𝗏 feeding one in front for Rigler, and his backhand is stopped by Zilavian. Around it goes for Weitz, but Schwartzman giving him a rough ride to the boards. It comes out in front. Rigler trying to get to that one first, but it's broken up in front and sent the other way by Haifa. Sheriff sends one in on goal, and it's held by Steinberg.
Something I noticed when we matched up against Netanya in our second game this season, these guys, they will take advantage of every opportunity you give them. If you give anything, especially that first line with spektor, if you give them anything, they will take advantage of it. They'll get a good shot on goal, and they'll make you pay.
For a while, Mike Levin was out of the lineup, but now that he's reunited with his brother David and Ilya spektor on that line, they've been absolutely deadly. David Levin leading active IEHL players in points. He's got 10 goals and 11 assists so far. As now Netanya struggling to get out of their own end. Sheriff shot one off the butt end of the stick of Ido Steinberg, but now it's Vorobyov bringing it the other way for HC Netanya. Cuts to the middle, shoots one, and a good save by Zilavian. Battle for it on the near wall. It's chipped up and out of the zone. Kreimerman will get back for this one. He's joined by his defense partner, 𝗫𝗏. Chip this one around Uri 𝗫𝗏, and it comes back for Nathaniel Schwartz. He goes hard off the wall. That one was angled on goal, but Kreimerman picks it up. Has to avoid forechecking Nikita 𝗧𝗏. 𝗧𝗏 moving back with this one. Sends Litterman on his way, down the right wing. Litterman a shot and a pad save by Zilavian. Sent all the way around for 𝗫𝗏. Curls back to the point. 𝗧𝗏 calling for it on the right side of the net, but he couldn't find a lane to send him the puck. Now a hit behind the play. Bentov sending 𝗫𝗏 down to the ice, and Haifa now able to recoil.
It's looking like Haifa's having a little bit of trouble clearing it out of their zone. Good opportunity here with Netanya changing.
𝗪𝘁 tried to get it out, but it ended up on the stick of Mike Levin. And now Netanya trying to counter. Feet ahead for Mike Levin. He shoots one and he scores! Mike Levin had plenty of time and space to go low blocker on 𝗪𝘁. It's 18 Netanya breaking the ice. It's 1-0.
You just can't let Netanya have opportunities like that. He was left wide open in the middle. You give him an opportunity like that, they'll make you pay. This is a talented team with good shooters, and Haifa's defense just kind of let him do whatever he wanted right there.
They were pinched up a little bit at the point. We're going to have another look at it again on the replay. You see two players guarding who I believe was David. No, excuse me, that was 𝗬𝘂𝗪𝗍 who made that pass. So the defense gets caught up ice, and an easy goal for Mike Levin. Behind the net now, it's 𝗀𝗏. Handoff behind the net to, that was gross in the feet out in front. They couldn't get a shot on. 𝗬𝗏𝗺 back after serving a one-game suspension, throws this one all the way across, but onto the stick of 𝗃𝗄𝗆 for Haifa. The drop pass intended for Gross, but a good play by Riegler to break it up. Then the follow-up chance is patted aside by Steinberg. Riegler the other way. 𝗏𝗺 tried to throw it across the ice to Vorobjov. It was broken up, and now Haifa looking to start things back the other way. Vorobjov with a good chip out of the neutral zone, and it's Saunders recoiling for Haifa. Levin putting on the pressure, but Nathaniel Schwartz able to stay away. Good strength there by Nathaniel Schwartz, and he's able to dump it all the way down. Behind the red line still, they're not going to call the icing.
Awesome puck movement there by Schwartz. Powered right through that play. Love to see it.
David Levin the other way. That's the middle. And he's chopped down by Parasol. Comes though to Mike Levin, and he shot one off the glove of 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Broken stick on the ice. David Levin in front for 𝗀𝗏, and he couldn't get a shot away. Now the other way, it's Amit Bentov at 2-on-1 with Itai Bonder. In front for Bonder, and he couldn't get a stick on it. A backhand chance in front is stopped by Steinberg. Backhand pass comes out of the zone, intended for Spector, but Vinograd will send this one back into his own end of the ice, and Haifa will recoil.
Something I'm seeing here from Netanya, this top line for Netanya, whenever they get on the ice, they're matching up. It seems to be with Haifa's second. I would suggest Haifa matching them up with the first. The first line for Netanya is deadly.
Here is the first line for Netanya. Getting it in deep is David Levin, and Ilya Spector will give chase. Amit Vinograd trying to clear the zone as Amit Bentov on the near wall, and he finds Ben Hamo cutting through center. And he stood up at the blue line by Nir Siegelov.
Wow, what a hit.
Arthur Litterman the other way. Nice move to get around, and they send it out in front for the goal. Nick Kreimerman has his first goal of the year off a beautiful feed in front, and it's 2-0 Netanya.
You love to see the young players getting the goals in there. He was wide open right on the left side, right in the slot. What a great pass there. What a great setup.
It came from Arthur Litterman, who had 1 point, a goal on opening night. That's a sick move, and an even better pass to a wide open Nick Kreimerman. Arthur Litterman, 21 years old. Played his entire pro career up to this point in Israel, and making a name for himself here in the IEHL. Here is Litterman. Moves in on right wing, cuts to the middle, looking for a shot, and he missed it wide. Comes back for Litterman. All the way to the point for Siegelov. Punches this one down low, and Prutzkov will go to get it. Out of his reach though, so it's Haifa recoiling. Schwartz looking for their stretch pass. 𝗀𝗏𝗺 was behind the defense, but a good play by Siegelov again to break it up.
Let's watch this Haifa breakout here. They're going to struggle to move the puck out with this Netanya top line on the ice.
Here's Jeremy Gross able to finish that breakout. He'll get it in deep and go off on a change. 𝗀𝗏𝗺, the only forward out there for the Mariners, giving chase. Defenseman Nir Siegelov, and Einar Abend able to clear the zone ahead for 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄. He gets it to the far blue line, and then 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗆 will punch it deep. 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗆 back to the point for Abend. He drives one on goal and a save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺.
Great setup there by number 19, Victor 𝗵𝗏𝗆. Working the puck around, seeing the open defenseman up top, good shot on goal. That's what makes Netanya so successful. They just all work together, great team chemistry, great puck movement.
Face-off controlled by the Mariners. It's Vinograd looking to get it out of the zone, but kept in momentarily by 𝗏𝗏𝗃. He hands off to 𝗏𝗃𝗍. 𝗏𝗏𝗃's cutting towards the slot. Can't get a shot away, so he'll curl back to the point. Finds Abend in off it. He shoots one wide. He had the far side wide open. This puck comes hard around the boards, and it's 𝗪𝗫. Almost ran into 𝗵𝗏𝗆𝗆. He was going to stand him up at the line, force the puck off his stick. It comes around for 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄. He'll have to chase this one in behind the net. Nathaniel Schwartz back there first for the Mariners. Here's Schwartz moving well through center. Cuts to the outside, gets around everybody, throws one, and then throws one through the crease.
What a skater Schwartz is. He's got all the way up the ice through everybody there. Maybe if somebody's on the back door, possibly could have been a goal. He's a great skater.
Here's David Levin. The drop for Mike. Then all the way over to Spector. He's stood up in the corner by Nathaniel Schwartz, and that play almost died. David Levin picks this one up, but he touched it with a high stick, and that'll cause a face-off. Talking about Nathaniel Schwartz, just finished his third season at Kent State University. That's D1 in the IEHL. Had 5 goals, 15 assists for 20 points in 87 games played. Also played with multiple teams in the WSHL, playing in Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Phoenix, and the Jersey Shore. Experienced D-man out there for the Haifa Mariners.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the matchup of the Kent State teammates. Shea Spanner out with that knee injury. Super unfortunate.
Both of them are good friends off and on the ice, and while Shea is injured, we're happy to have him in the broadcast booth, but we'd love to see him back on the ice soon. Mike Levin takes a fall there, and eventually the turnover onto the stick of Falk. He sends Golodnitsky into the zone. He's marked by Marr, throwing it across the ice, intended for Gross. Missed his stick. Bentov on his backhand, trying to go down low, intercepted, and then brought the other way. David Levin with Mike behind him. David Levin shooting one just over the post. That didn't miss by much. Now Golodnitsky. Down the right wing, the drop for Gross. He shoots one into the glove of Vito Steinberg.
Great look there for Haifa. Good puck. Way to get in deep and then pop back out for a great shot. I think that they're going to heat up here. I see a goal coming on for Haifa. It's good energy from their bench.
They've looked good on their transition so far, and that was one example of it. Seeing a lot of defenders back off. That's not something you want to do against a Haifa team that can transition the puck well. As here is Artur Lederman into the zone for HC Netanya. He throws one into the crease. 𝗬𝗏𝗺𝗆 didn't know where it was. It comes onto friendly sticks for the Russian goaltender. Comes into the zone and then turned back the other way by Netanya.
Something you got to watch out for with Artur 𝗬𝗏𝗆 is he can't leave back door open, shooters open. In our game when we played against them, most of the goals against Tel Aviv in that game last Friday, they came on the back door. Just can't leave them open back there, especially with some talented shooters like Netanya.
Haifa bringing this one in onside, and a save by Steinberg. Good patience there by Itai Bonder to wait for his player to get in onside.
See Phil Spector getting on the ice now. I matched up against him in our game a couple weeks ago. He's a great skater, even better puck handler.
Not only is he a great player, but if you get into the game early enough, you might see him coaching here at One Ice Arena. There is great hockey programs here for young kids and youth hockey, and he's very involved in that. David Levin now behind the net. Curls away from pressure, the handoff to Spector. Spector back in front, hoping David Levin would be there, but he had to come back for that puck. He was skating towards the point. David Levin down low for Spector, couldn't get a stick on it. Back in front for Levin, and he shot one through the crease. Now it's Mike going to work in the corner, but it's Zisterman coming away with the puck for Haifa. Ahead it's Bonder, but This time he walks into the zone offside.
Unfortunately, he made a little move there at the blue line. As a forward, you know, you never want to do that. Throws off your wingers, and offsides for Haifa.
As 𝗬𝗲𝗺 first game of the season for the Haifa Mariners, has played at St. Mary's Prep, as well as the Islanders Hockey Club and the USPHL Elite. Had 16 goals and 32 assists for 48 points in only 42 games. So a point-a-game player in a solid development league over in the United States. Made the transition to Israel and played a game for the Maccabi North Stars in Metula this season, also representative of Israel at the Under-18 World Championships.
Played against the Maccabi North Stars this past year when I was playing in Holon. Really talented team, a lot of young guys.
A lot of this Haifa Mariners team is from those northern teams in Metula and all the northern cities. Maalot as well. This one comes down behind Artur Zelavian. With Haifa trailing 2-0. It's 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗃 chipping this one around Abend. 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗃 will catch up to this one. On his backhand, finds Gross. He shoots one and he scores! Jeremy Gross, his third goal of the season, makes it 2-1 to Netanya.
What an assist there. What a great puck movement there by number 10, Daniel 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗃. He worked hard, waited exactly until he came in the slot. Good shot, good pass. Great work by Haifa.
What an important goal that is, and just great strong work by the Mariners. Perfect shot by Jeremy Gross, had 𝗬𝗏 dead to rights, and perhaps the momentum shift now for the Mariners.
Against Netanya, that's how you got to score your goals. You just got to be strong and powerful, get the puck in deep, and just grind it out in the corners against a talented team like that. Great job for Haifa.
Going back to work for a moment, but it's Artur Litterman sending it the other way for HC Netanya. Drop pass for 𝗵𝗀𝗀. He couldn't handle that one. 𝗵𝗀𝗀 on his backhand, trying to get this one back to the point. He's ridden off by Amit Bentov. Now it comes back to Tsigalov. Looking for a lane at the point. He shot one off the leg of Parasol. Now it's Itai throwing one off the leg of Litterman. Picks his puck back up. He'll bring it in. Bentov evades a check from Kreimerman. Amit chopping at this one at the point, trying to keep it deep. Brought back by Netanya, and they'll get it in with under a minute to go in the first period. Turnover. It's David Levin to Spector. He shoots in a pad save by Zelavian.
You don't want to let Spector have those in the slot. He's a great shooter.
Drop pass for Spector. Surveys, gets it over to Kreimerman. Kreimerman worked on by Saunders, and Haifa able to clear the zone. Tsigalov quickly back in. Mike Levin waiting for it at the far blue line. Spector in as well as a hard hit thrown behind the play. Tsigalov has to bring this puck back in. It's Mike Levin throwing it on goal as his team regroups in the neutral zone with 14 seconds left now in the first period. So Jacob, really strong effort from both teams. Both teams getting on the board, but Netanya controlling most of the action, and it's really only been Haifa with just spurts of offense.
You just really can't let Netanya get the momentum. If they get the momentum, the game's going to be theirs. Haifa's just got to stay in it, keep grinding in the corners, get the pucks in deep, and if they don't, then Netanya's going to take over the game. That's the plan you got to have against a good team like this.
It's Netanya controlling the final face-off of the period, and we'll head to the short break with HC Netanya up a goal on Haifa. The score is 2-1. We'll be right back from One Ice Arena for the second period. Welcome back to One Ice Arena for the start of the second period between 𝗬𝗏 Netanya and the Haifa Mariners. Netanya up 2-1 in this one. Looking to clinch a playoff spot. They will be the first team in the IHL to do so if they can hold on to this lead. They ice the puck to start this period. I'm Ben Baruch with you for the second and third periods. Unfortunately, Jacob had to go, but we thank him for coming into the booth, as well as Shea Spanier in our first game. Just some great guys here in the IHL who love hockey and are passionate about what we're doing here in the booth, and it's great to have them whenever we can. 𝗂𝗏 ridden off by 𝗪𝗏, but it comes back onto Netanya sticks. It's 𝗬𝗏 bringing this one in over the line. Cuts wide, sending one out in front, hoping Mike Levin would skate into that one, but it was too far behind it. Sent all the way down by Haifa, and this will become an icing. 𝗬𝗏 Netanya with two important games coming up after this one. They'll face Jerusalem on Tuesday and Holon on Thursday. An important week to try and cement the top seed in the IEHL against two teams that have been going in completely opposite directions. Jerusalem now winning 4 games in a row, and Holon losing 2 in a row. We'll see them again on Friday. Nathaniel Schwartz the other way for Golonitsky. We saw him in the intermission just talking to his team. This one takes a funky hop off the edge of the boards. Schwartz just a real leader on this Haifa team. We saw him rallying his troops in the intermission. As here's a great chance by David Levin trying the Michigan, and he just knocked the post off its moorings. David Levin so dangerous behind the net. He had Artur 𝗬𝗏 beat, just couldn't keep that puck on his stick. He hit the post a little bit too hard. Going back to Nathaniel Schwartz for a second, he's just such a leader on this Haifa Mariners team, brings such a steady presence to that back end. They're going to need him. They want any chance of climbing back up the standings and making a run at the playoffs. Find a way to come back against a really good Netanya team. That would be a great start. Here's a shot off the face-off and a save made by 𝗬𝗏 off of 𝗏𝗏. Luckily for Haifa, they've got a great goaltender in net. Artur 𝗬𝗏, as we mentioned, when he played for Batnyam, played in the MHL, which is essentially the Russian version of the Canadian Hockey League, the best major junior hockey league in North America. So the MHL has that title for Russia and Eastern Europe. Only 19 years old. He will probably be in the KHL, or if not the KHL, the minor league VHL, sooner than later. 𝗏𝗏 takes his man down to the ice, and quickly it's Haifa the other way. Bentov in over the line. Stops quickly, hands off for Sheriff. He shoots one on goal, and a pad save by Steinberg. Sheriff quickly around to Amit Bentov. He fanned on that shot from the point. Schwartz will have to hustle back for it. Schwartz hard off the glass. Ben Hamo chips it ahead. Zisterman trying to pick it up on his backhand, but it's taken the other way by Prutzkov. Prutzkov almost stood up by Schwartz. Comes to Litterman. He curls in the circle, but turned the puck over. Zisterman taken down. There's going to be a penalty. Anna Rabin got his stick caught in the legs of Nikita Zisterman, and Haifa is going to their first power play of the night. There you see the referee. You can't tell. You don't have him on your screen yet as you see Abin going to the box, but the referee now on the middle of your screen, that's Cameron Angus, forward for the Batnyam Dolphins. We mentioned how much these players love this league, and even coming up to the broadcast booth, helping me out some nights, but they're needed on the ice even when they're not playing. We've seen Janello do it as there's a shot from the point, turned aside by Steinberg, and Cameron Angus out there doing referee duty tonight as Haifa trailing 𝗬𝗏 Netanya 2-1. 𝗪𝗏 Haifa going to work on this power play. Saunders all the way over to 𝗧𝗏. 𝗧𝗏 looks for the lane. He shoots one. It's deflected out in front. It bobbles in the slot, and then Netanya able to get the clear. 𝗬𝗏o𝗏 tracking Saunders back for that puck, but it's 𝗧𝗏 with a little more time and space, able to curl away from 𝗬𝗏. 𝗬𝗏 with his hand passes it to himself. That's legal in the defensive zone. As now Netanya trying to bring it in shorthanded. That one hopped over the stake of Ilya 𝗬𝗏, and Saunders trying to send it ahead, but was intercepted by 𝗬𝗏. 𝗬𝗏o𝗏 trying to pull it to himself, but in came 𝗧𝗏 to break it up. 𝗧𝗏 the drop pass for 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗀. Into the circle, down low for 𝗏𝗀. Trying to go back to the point, had 𝗵𝗏𝗏 waiting for it. Instead it comes to 𝗧𝗏. Out in front looking for 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗀. Broken up in front by 𝗪. 𝗃𝗏 turning away from 𝗧𝗏. Under 40 seconds to go in the power play. 𝗪 still with the puck at center ice. Able to backhand this one the rest of the way, and 𝗬𝗎 Netanya will make some personnel changes. 𝗵𝗏𝗏 hit hard by 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗀. 𝗵𝗏𝗏 goes up the middle to his brother 𝗬𝗏. Right wing for 𝗏ERF. Sends one around for 𝗵𝗏𝗏. Back to the point for Vinograd. He shoots one on goal. Pad save is made. 𝗏ERF slipping for the rebound. Instead it comes back to the point for Amit 𝗵𝗏𝗏. And his shot is gobbled up by Ido Steinberg. Sama or 𝗏ERF on that power play has 37 goals, 22 assists for 59 points in 64 games in the Israeli Federation League, excuse me. All for the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Devils. He also spent the season 2016-2017 in Finland playing D2 and D3 hockey. 3 goals this season for the Haifa Mariners. Power play has ended. We're back to 5 aside as Steinberg tending to an issue with his pad. Daniel 𝗬𝗏𝗏, the other goaltender on 𝗬𝗏 Netanya's roster, not present tonight. So Steinberg looks good to go. He'll step back to the top of his crease and we'll have a face-off to his right. It's controlled by Einar Abend. The young Israeli defenseman moves well out of his own zone. Right wing for 𝗵𝗏𝗏𝗏. Gets around Saunders, throws one to the goal, and it's sticked aside by 𝗬𝗏𝗏. 𝗧𝗏 on his back end. Gets it ahead for Parasol. It's 𝗧𝗏 bringing it over the line, but sent right back in by Itai Weitz. 𝗧𝗏 with a hard hit along the near wall to break up that play, and it ends up in the Netanya bench. We mentioned in the first period the strength of Nathaniel 𝗧𝗏. Another great defensive play there, and not just strong on defense, he can move the puck extremely well too. We saw him do it in the All-Star game. If you haven't heard Chase Bannier up here on the broadcast, he calls Nathaniel 𝗧𝗏 his personal 𝗕𝗁. That defenseman about to play in the Stanley Cup Finals tonight for the Colorado Avalanche, taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Here's Mike Levitt dragging and shooting, and it's blocked by Nathaniel 𝗧𝗏. Comes back to Mike Levitt, and a blocker save by 𝗬𝗏𝗏. 𝗬𝗏 at the point shoots one that gets blocked in front. David Levitt spinning with this one, throws one towards the goal. It's blocked away by Falk. Battle for it in the corners, won by Haifa, and they'll clear the zone. Hustling back for this one is 𝗬𝗏o𝗏, tracked down by Gross. 𝗬𝗏o𝗏 in over the line. Met by 2 Haifa defenders, able to get around both of them and meet this puck in the corner. Trying to go back to the point for Kreimerman. It was intercepted by 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗀. And he sends Gross on his way. Caught flat-footed at the blue line, so he'll chip it in. Haifa making some changes as Itai 𝗵𝗏𝗏 controls the puck along the near wall. 𝗏ERF trying to drag it around 𝗬𝗏o𝗏, but 𝗬𝗏o𝗏 the stronger of the 2 players, and he sends it ahead for David Levitt. Levitt on a goal to the backhand, and 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 stayed with him. The follow-up chance by 𝗬𝗏𝗏 is sent through the crease. David Levin didn't get all of that puck. And 𝗬𝗏𝗺 moving right to left strongly and quickly. You'll see it right here. Goes down a little quickly, but he's still able to get that left pad out and make an important save for the Haifa Mariners team. Bottom line out there for HC Netanya. It's 𝗪𝗍𝗪 wearing number 21, throwing one out in front for Lederman. It was blocked in front by Vinograd, and this one is over with a short glass. 8:19 left to play in the second period. Our next game day will be on Friday. Haifa will be taking on Tel Aviv in one of those two games. We'll hope you'll be there for it. Puck drop will be at 11:15, the first game on Friday. Tel Aviv and Haifa, the final two teams without a win this season, as 𝗏 blasts one from the point and a save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Behind the net, it's 𝗵𝗺𝗀 handing off for 𝗏, and a shot is patted aside. Comes back to the point for 𝗏. He chips in, sends one down low. 𝗏 all the way over for Lederman now. Lederman looking for a pass. It's deflected toward the goal by 𝗏. Then Nathaniel Schwartz able to turn things around quickly for Haifa. Back in the defensive zone, it's Bussrender. For 𝗧𝗏𝗪 down the left wing boards. Here is 𝗧𝗧𝗪. He shoots one, and a good save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Got him in the mask. Zisterman shoots one, and a pad save by Steinberg. Benhamo goes hard into the wall, and now Netanya looking to move up, but good play by Zisterman to slow down the Haifa forecheck. Golodnitsky has trouble with it along the near wall. 𝗵𝗏𝗹 applying the pressure. 𝗵𝗏𝗃, he's pinned to the wall. 𝗵𝗏𝗹 fishing for it for Netanya. Comes down to 𝗧𝗧𝗪. He goes back below the wall and now comes in front for 𝗵𝗏𝗹. 𝗵𝗏𝗹 a shot and a save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Couple good saves recently for Artur 𝗬𝗏𝗺, settling into this one. Fights. Rides off Vinograd. Haifa collects in the corner. Can't clear though. Kicked back in by Litvak, but delayed offside, so Haifa able to bring it ahead. Tucker Falk, the drop for Golodnitsky. He shoots one and he scores! It gets through Steinberg and we've got a tie game! This is absolutely a goal that Ido Steinberg would want back. A shot from a really bad angle on the outside of the circle. Steinberg might have been screened on that one. He just didn't see it coming and it went right through his legs. And Haifa playing with the best team in the league. Able to bring this one back to a 2-2 tie. Here's Mike Levin looking for a response for Netanya. The drop feed to his brother David. David Levin back to the outside, and a weak shot is covered up by 𝗬𝗏𝗺𝗺. There was Schwartz again all over that play, preventing David Levin from getting a good shot on goal, and the defense has really come to play in the second period for the Haifa Mariners, led by Nathaniel Schwartz. See him out there against this top line for HC Netanya. It's 𝗵𝗏𝗹𝗹, David Levin, and Mike Levin. Spector manning the point with 𝗫𝗫𝗪𝗏. So an offensive five out there is, what a save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺! Denying Victor 𝗵𝗏𝗹 on the near post. Collision in the Netanya zone is now Netanya looking to bring this one right back in. Schwartz gloves it down, and limping to the bench is Bonder. who was involved in that collision in his defensive zone. Now Haifa trying to bring it back ahead, but David Levin the steal at center ice. Levin to the outside, cuts back in, trying to feed one in front for 𝗵𝗃𝗄, but there's Nathaniel Schwartz again. He sends 𝗧𝗲 ahead, potential 2-on-1. 𝗧𝗲 cuts to the inside, had Schwartz open. It comes to 𝗵𝗆𝗆, instead he shoots one that's blockered down. 𝗵𝗆𝗆 around the boards. Haifa playing some gritty hockey in this second period as 𝗵𝗃𝗄 sends 𝗵𝗆𝗆 to the ice. Physicality has really stepped up in this last few minutes. Mike Levin ahead. Cuts the inside, a backhand shot and a save by 𝗬𝗏. 𝗵𝗃𝗄 curls back to the point, walks down Main Street. 𝗵𝗃𝗄 tries to get a shot up, and it's blocked by Vinograd. 𝗵𝗃𝗄 still on it, trying to feed Litterman out in front. He shoots one off the pad of 𝗬𝗏. Netanya retains control. It's David Levin back to 𝗂𝗂𝗃. 𝗂𝗂𝗃 all the way over for David Levin, but he lost it. Still controlling it in his stick behind the net. Out in front for Litterman, and a shot never fully made it on goal. Player taken down in front of the ice. That was number 28, Jacob Saunders. But Haifa able to get the clear, and Netanya needs to come 200 feet. Terrific action in the second period. Glad you could join us tonight from One Ice Arena. Ben Baruch with you here for this entire game and the rest of the IEHL season. As a turnover, it's Golenitzky in the corner, coming out in front for Gross. The puck missed his stick and went all the way into the neutral zone. 𝗂𝗏 able to settle things down, trying to send Yegor Prutzkov on his way, but that puck missed his stick, and this will come all the way back for an icing. 3:50 left to play in the second period here at One Ice. 𝗵𝗆𝗆 steps in to take this face-off against Sergei Bello. 𝗧𝗏 couldn't wheel it towards the goal, so it comes all the way back into the defensive zone. Schwartz will throw this one to the far blue line, and it's brought back ahead. Here's Arthur Litterman trying to cut to the middle. The drop pass for Prutzkov. He couldn't get a shot on goal. Prutzkov goes behind the back to Bello. Bello out in front for Prutzkov. Pass was behind him. 𝗧𝗏 fades the check of Bussrander. Sends one down low, but Bussrander able to read it well and hand off to his defense partner, Marr. Riegler calling for it on the far side as Haifa was in the middle of a change. 𝗵𝗏𝗆 wide of the net. Comes back to Riegler. Threw one out in front. It was deflected away by Bentov. And now Bello will send this one all the way around. 𝗵𝗏𝗆 meets it on the other side. Lets it go around for Yoav Marr. Marr trying to get this puck back. Comes back to Bussrander. He drives one that's blocked aside. Out in front. Couldn't get a shot on goal. That was 𝗬𝗏𝗺 trying to get that one on. Parasol will negate the icing. Good hustle to beat out Ori Bussrander. Bussrander up the middle of the ice for 𝗧𝗏𝗺. He didn't see the puck coming. Sent Gross down. But Haifa able to control on their own end. Intercepted by Marr, and he sends 𝗧𝗏𝗺 in the other way. But he turns it right back over to Vinograd. Right wing Golenitzky. Golenitzky stood up by a Abend, jumping around in the slot, and then a turning shot by Golenitzky was deflected wide. Itai Bentov steps and shoots, and a save by Steinberg, and he holds on. This is a Haifa Mariners team that we have not seen so far this season. They've played They played really well against the best team in the league, HC Netanya, to this point. They have every reason to be proud of their play so far, with 1:54 left to go in the second period. Getting good goaltending as well, something they haven't had since Shea Spanier went down with an injury. Substitute goaltender Arthur 𝗬𝗏𝗆 has a terrific resume, and he's been outstanding in this game as Netanya ices the puck. 𝗧𝗏𝗺 tends to be a goaltender that comes out shaky. He allowed 3 goals early in that first game against Tel Aviv, and then had 2 shutout periods en route to an 8-3 victory. And then with his team down 6-4 coming into the third, he shut the door in that period, letting his team come back and eventually win 7-6 in the shootout. Here's 𝗪𝗏𝗫 behind the net. Back to the point. 𝗵𝗏𝗺 shot through traffic. Deflection attempt from 𝗵𝗏𝗺. It's still in the crease, and it's eventually pushed wide. Sheriff back to the point for Schwartz. Steps into one and it went wide. Another chance from Sheriff, hit the outside of the net. Zisterman down low for 𝗵𝗏𝗺. He missed that pass, so Spector will move it quickly the other way. Has David and Mike Levin along for the ride. Mike to David, back to Mike, and he scores! What a beautiful passing play, finished off by Mike Levin. That's his 4th goal of the season, and Netanya's back on top. It's 3-2. What a play by David Levin. Able to turn the wrist over and lay a perfect feed for his brother Mike. That's some quality stuff by the Levin brothers. And an important goal for Netanya after they allowed 2 to let Haifa back in this game, reaffirming their lead in the final minute of the 2nd period. Schwartz up ahead. That pass missed Gross. It'll go all the way down, but no icing. Gross behind the net. Trying to feed one out in front. It comes to Falk, the far corner. Around for Gross. He'll skate into this one in the near corner. Down low for Golodnitsky. Turning away from Riegler. Golodnitsky. Schwartz calling for it at the point. Gets it to him. Schwartz didn't have enough time to handle that puck. So now it's Fights the other way. Schwartz tracking back. Fights with a shot and a save by 𝗧𝗏𝗺. See on the back of your screen, Schwartz, a little bit upset with himself on that play. He thought he had a good opportunity to get that puck on net in the offensive zone. Golodnitsky didn't hear him calling for the puck. Now, at least part of that first line for Netanya going to work in the offensive end. It's David Levin, Mike Levin, Vorobjov, and Sigalov. Spector a drive, and it's stopped by 𝗧𝗏𝗺. Sitting in the crease, 𝗧𝗏𝗺 makes another save. Spector gets to the point. One last chance, comes to Mike Levin, but he couldn't get a shot on goal. And that will do it for period 2. A late goal from Mike Levin has restored the lead for Netanya. They take a 3-2 advantage into the dressing room. We'll be right back with the 3rd period. Just about set for the third period here between 𝗬𝗄 Netanya and the Haifa Mariners. 𝗬𝗄 Netanya scoring a late goal in that second period, leading this one by a score of 3-2. We saw the Haifa Mariners play as good of hockey as they've played all season, hanging in there with the best team in the league. Top line against top line to start this third period. It's Netanya coming away with the face-off. Nick Kreimerman will send this one all the way in behind Arthur Zilobyan. Schwartz turned it over. David Levin. Taken back by Schwartz, but he turned it right back over to David Levin. Trying to go in across for Ilya Spector, but it's punched away. Now Jeremy Gross trying to chip it around Kreimerman, but the defenseman for Netanya stayed right with him. Now it's Falk off the turnover and a pad save by Steinberg. Levin up ahead. It's Mike up ahead to David. Spector lost it in his skate, so Golodnitsky will throw one all the way around the edge of the boards. There's 𝗬𝗃𝗍. Looks for a play from behind his own net. He hands off to Mike Levin. Ahead for David. Top line's been out there for almost a minute as 𝗬𝗄 brings it back in for Haifa. Nice move around the defense. A backhand shot is stopped. The rebound chance is stuffed out by Steinberg as well. What a play by 𝗬𝗄, able to dip the shoulder around Alex Lidbach and get a good shot on the backhand. But a strong save by Ido Steinberg, and an important one early in this third period. Netanya wanted their first line to go to work, but they got caught out there on an extended shift. Here's a drive by Amit Bentov off of a friendly leg. It bounces out in front and a save by Steinberg. Amit Bentov backhands one around the boards. Lidbach couldn't turn it the other way. Comes back to Bentov at the point. He walks the line, shoots one through a maze of players in wide. Sheriff looking for it on the other side, couldn't get his stick down on the ice. Collected by Vinograd at the red line. He'll throw one back in. Lidbach will handle it, but Sheriff giving chase. Almost picked off by 𝗬𝗄. Lidbach will give it one more try. Leaves it off for 𝗬𝗄. He's harassed by Bentov, and Bentov comes over the puck. Centering feet out in front for Sheriff. Back to Bentov, and the pass was way too slow. If I'm Sheriff, I get that shot off wide open in the slot. You don't know when you're going to have another chance like that against a really good Netanya team. They passed that one up and eventually now able to get this one back down behind Ido Steinberg. Putting on a really good forecheck lately. Here's Saunders chipping one back in. Netanya having a really tough time getting out of the zone. Parasol now with the steal. He threw one off the stick of Ido Steinberg. Now Bello turns it over. Zisterman a shot and a save by Steinberg. What a forecheck by the Haifa Mariners on that last play. Absolutely relentless. Getting anything and everything to the net, and that forces an offensive zone faceoff, and now it's the first line coming back out there. And it looks like 𝗬𝗄 Netanya is gonna call a timeout. It's been a really rough start to this third period for them. Pretty much everything in their own end of the ice. You didn't see it, but Ido Steinberg just lifting his head to the sky on his way to the bench. Now he comes into your screen, but if you're 𝗬𝗄 Netanya, you gotta figure out how you're exiting the zone, because that's been a really it's been really tough for them so far in this third period. Haifa just putting on relentless pressure early in this final period, down 3-2. They've got nothing to lose. They're 0-4 coming into this one. But for 𝗬𝗄 Netanya, if they lose, they'll have to wait another day to clinch a playoff spot. They'd rather do it against Netanya than wait to face a streaking Jerusalem Capitals team. Leading this one 3-2 for now. Schwartz Threw one out in front for Falk. It went off his skates. Saunders keeps it away from Mike Levin. Now 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗃 on his backhand will send Falk in after it. Falk had Gross going towards the front of the goal. He was absolutely unmarked. Now Falk out in front for Gross. He waits and shoots one, and Steinberg picks that one out of the air. Good play by Gross to find a soft spot in the high slot. Got a good shot in on Naito Steinberg. He was screened a little bit, but a better save by Steinberg picking that one out through a maze of players. Spector harassed by Tucker Falk. He'll curl back and now find 𝗵𝗹𝗆 for the exit. That was too far ahead of him, so this will come all the way back for an icing. There are those failed zone exits again for 𝗵𝗄 Netanya, giving them all sorts of trouble here in the early goings of the third period. 11:37 left to play in it. It's the Levin boys, Victor 𝗵𝗹𝗆, Ilya Spector, Nir Sigalov out there for 𝗵𝗄 Netanya. Falk, Gross, 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗃, Vinograd, and Amit Bentov. The attack for Haifa. Bentov couldn't handle this one at the point. Sent all the way down, but it was off a Haifa stick, so no icing. Either way, Levin there first for 𝗵𝗄 Netanya, but he turns it right back over to 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗃. But now a 3-on-1 the other way for Haifa. 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗃 waits, shoots, glove save, sitting in the crease. A turning chance by Gross is stopped by the stick of Ido Steinberg. Best chance of the period so far for Haifa. Here's Levin the other way. It's Mike shooting one off the side of the net. And the post comes off its moorings. Another look at that 3-on-1. 𝗀𝗏𝗍𝗃 used Gross and Falk as decoys and just decided to shoot that one. We're going to go over the glove of Ido Steinberg, but a strong and important, and I'd argue timely save for the 18-year-old Israeli goaltender. It's a D3 experience over in Sweden, but more importantly, vying for a spot on the Israeli national team. Here's a feed out in front for Liederman. Couldn't handle that one in his skates. Lead pass ahead for 𝗪 Sheriff went off his stick all the way down to Steinberg. Ahead now for Liederman. This one's a bit out of his reach. He'll bring it in onside and backhand one in. Itai Bentov goes up the left wing. Pass intended for 𝗪 Sheriff. That was behind him and turned the other way. Again, if you're just joining us, 𝗵𝗄 Netanya playing without Aviv Milner. You see his jersey, but that is Yegor Prutzkov, one of the substitutes for 𝗵𝗄 Netanya, getting a game in this evening. 𝗪 Sheriff, the drop pass for Bonder. Back in front for Bentov. This is Itai spinning and shooting one off the leg, and it comes back into the neutral zone. Bentov. Pass intended for Schwartz. Miscommunication at the blue line. Comes all the way back into Haifa territory. Zisserman throws one up the middle. It's intercepted by Nir Sigalov, and he'll dump this one in. Two Netanya players go in after it. But it's controlled now by Schwartz. Trying to clear the zone, but Sigalov a good pinch from the zone to hold it in. Schwartz goes hard and high off the glass. This one wide of the net, and it'll come all the way back for an icing. Have not seen the goaltender for Haifa, Artur Zelavian, test seriously so far in this third period. But now the first line out there for 𝗵𝗄 Netanya up against a tired group of Haifa Mariners. They win this faceoff, and a shot off the faceoff is gloved and held by Zelavian. Ilya Spector and Mike Levin discussing a faceoff play, but they're going to go off the ice. Now that Haifa got to make a change off that save from Zelavian. Of course, the rule being if your team takes an icing, you're not allowed to make a change. This one goes over the blue line, and now control for the Mariners. Jeremy Gross. Tries to get around Abend, but a good play by the younger Honor Abend to stay right with him and force the turnover. Right wing, it's Arthur Litterman. Pulls up and throws one through the slot. Nobody home for 𝗬𝗏 Netanya. So it's Gross for the Mariners. Throwing one off the near wall. Collected by Litterman right back for 𝗬𝗏 Netanya. 𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗆𝗃. Turned that one over behind the net. Good play by Schwartz with his stick to get it away. Comes to Alex Litvak, the 37-year-old dual Israeli-Russian. 34 goals, 23 assists for 57 points in the Israeli Federation League as Mike Levin brings his one in. He shoots one. It was deflected on a goal. The rebound from spektor on goal as well, and it's covered up by 𝗬𝗏. Best chance of the period so far for 𝗬𝗏 Netanya. Good patience by Mike Levin, getting a good shot on goal, and probably looking for a rebound there. spektor able to skate into that one and just couldn't get the rebound opportunity in on 𝗬𝗏. We saw it in the last game, and we mentioned it in relation to 𝗪𝗫𝗺, just too much time and space for these star players to do their magic. That was the case on that last play for Mike Levin. 𝗬𝗏, 𝗬𝗏, and 𝗪𝗫, the forwards. For Haifa is a miscue in front of the net, and they score! It's 𝗬𝗏 on his backhand while he's falling to the ice, tying the game for Haifa again. We're gonna have another look at it on the replay. Ido Steinberg thought he had his covered, but a gritty play by 𝗬𝗏 to pick it out and put this one in the back of the net. After the play, Ido Steinberg was complaining to the referee. He thought he should have gotten a cover. The entire team was hanging out around the Netanya goal. But this goal is going to count. He never fully had it covered. And once again, a tie here between the first and last place teams in the Israel Elite Hockey League. Here is Ilya spektor looking to answer for Netanya. Pinned hard to the boards by Golodnitsky. And then Falk able to clear the zone. There's more of that unbelievable forecheck. Two forwards in deep for Haifa. And now Gross off your screen, able to curl back and force Netanya to move this puck all the way up. Looks like they're playing a 1-2-1 in the neutral zone. One forward up high on the blue line, another forward around the red line, and then two defensemen back, causing a lot of pressure. Now almost a steal. It's taken now by Amit Vinograd. He'll move this puck in. Rest of his team making changes, and there's 𝗪𝗫. Tracking down David Levin. Good cut away by David Levin. Lost it in the skates of 𝗪𝗫. He'll have to come back. Sheriff still putting on the pressure. And then in comes 𝗬𝗏. Haifa can't retain possession though, so it's David Levin with some Haifa players back. Levin to the outside, gets around 𝗵𝗏. He's taken down. Good play by 𝗵𝗏 to stay with one of the best players in the league and not take a penalty. Vinograd working hard against 𝗬𝗏, but it comes to spektor feeding one out in front, and David Levin couldn't get a stick down on it. He's skating slowly to the bench after getting involved in that collision on the far end of the ice. spektor cuts the middle, can't get a shot away. Good play by 𝗪𝗫 getting back. to break it up with the stick. 𝗵𝗹𝗆𝗺 getting into it with 𝗵𝗃 in front of the goal as it comes back towards the point in a battle for it on the far wall. Here's 𝗵𝗹𝗆𝗺. He shoots, pad save, rebound in front. He hoisted that one over the net. Excuse me, that was 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗺 getting a great chance. Rigler, some hard work going on behind the net. 2 against 3. Haifa winning that battle. They make changes as Netanya regroups. 𝗃𝗏𝗺 cuts to the outside around Nathaniel 𝗧𝗏, trying to go back to the point, but 𝗧𝗏 read the play well and collects this one behind the net. He goes down hard behind the net, grabbing his stomach, and now a shot from Levin goes high. 𝗧𝗏 still on the ice. He'll skate to this puck. Looks to be okay. He'll hoist one high off the glass and all the way down. This one will become an icing. What a battle for that puck on the far wall, and a good chance by 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗺. Again, purposely off the pad of Artur Țiolavian, able to get his own rebound. Just hoisted that one high. That would have been a beautiful goal. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗺's coming into this game 2 goals and 1 assist for 3 points. Played in 4 games. He was suspended in their last match against Tel Aviv. David Levin out in front for Mike Levin, and he whistled one wide. This one comes all the way down, and again it will be an icing. David Levin could dangle in a phone booth. Terrific patience with the puck, able to find his brother Mike, and a terrific opportunity to take the lead back one more time, and he just sent that one wide. Bello with a shot that's deflected wide of 𝗃𝗏𝗺. David Levin crunches Saunders into the boards. 𝗧𝗏 turning away from Bello, and then finds 𝗧𝗏 on left wing. 𝗧𝗏 with time and space, he shoots one off the leg of 𝗂𝗂𝗄𝗏. Ben Hamo trying to keep it deep, and now it's Netanya the other way. Mike Levin is taken down. There will be a penalty. It's going to be a tripping call. I believe it's going to be Nikita 𝗧𝗏. Got his stick in the wrong place at the wrong time, and a potential costly penalty for the Haifa Mariners with 4:29 left in the 3rd period. Referee's still trying to figure out who took that penalty. It's going to be Ben Hamo serving this penalty. 16-year-old Israeli, played for the Gedera Tigers this season after 3 seasons in the Rishon Devils under-20 system. Looked from our replay that it was Nikita 𝗧𝗏 who took the penalty, but the referees decided that Ben Hamo will serve this one. So it's Justin Falk, Saunders, 𝗧𝗏, and Jeremy Gross, the penalty killers for the Haifa Mariners. And on the other side, it's the Levin brothers, Artur Litterman, Victor Vorobyov, and Ilya Spector, the power play unit for HC Netanya. Scores table still working all the details out. Perhaps in Haifa's favor, most of the momentum those last few minutes was going HC Netanya's way, getting a lot of good chances in on Artur Țiolavian. But an unintentional timeout here. They announced the penalty on the scoreboard, and They're ready to drop the puck. Netanya controlling. Mike Levin to David Levin. He shoots one and it goes wide. David Levin creeping in from the neutral zone, trying to throw the Haifa defenders off. Almost worked. But now the Mariners able to get a crucial clear. A lively bench from the Mariners on this penalty kill. Arthur Litterman will carry this bouncing puck in. Able to settle it down and go into the corner. Down low for 𝗵𝗆𝗆. That pass was ahead of him. David Levin can't pick it up, but 𝗬𝗏𝗆 will at the point. 𝗬𝗏𝗆 walks the line, opens up, gives to David Levin. Then 𝗬𝗏𝗆 has Mike on his right, finds him with a pass. Mike Levin back to 𝗬𝗏𝗆 up top. He shoots one through a maze of players and a save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Sitting in the crease, they're trying to give it to 𝗬𝗏𝗺 to cover, and he finally does. You watch how fast 𝗬𝗏𝗺 is able to move in his crease. Moving from left to right to track those passes and able to get square to the shooter, 𝗬𝗏𝗆. Make a strong save on the penalty kill. 1 minute left to go in the man advantage. Mike Levin. Back to the point for 𝗬𝗏𝗆. Mike Levin looks for a lane. He shoots one off of Schwartz. Dribbles towards the goal. And then Litterman plays it back to David Levin. David directing traffic. 𝗬𝗏𝗆 back to David. Down low to Litterman. He shoots one from a tough angle and it went through the crease. Backhand clear unsuccessful. Kept in the zone by 𝗬𝗏𝗆. David Levin steps and shoots one over the glove of 𝗬𝗏𝗺. 𝗬𝗏𝗆 back to David. Over to Mike. He shoots. Oh, what a save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺 coming over with the blocker. Mike curls back. Drop for 𝗬𝗏𝗆. Then to David Levin. He shoots one, looking to go low with that one. Didn't make it on goal, and this one will dribble out of the offensive zone. Power play over. We're back to 5-a-side with 2:26 to go in the third period. Almost picked off by Ben Hamo in the neutral zone. Falk coming in to help him. Netanya able to get it over to the far side, and it's brought in by David Levin. He cuts to the middle. Now to the outside. The drop for Mike. He shoots. Big save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. In the crease. He's able to cover. Another great save by Artur 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Again on the Levin brothers. A really, really hard shot by Mike Levin. Not sure how 𝗬𝗏𝗺 got it, but he stuck with it and able to get an important cover. Netanya controlling off the face-off. Riegler steps and shoots, and another great save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺, and it goes up into the protective netting. D. Riegler had a lot of time and space to get that shot off, and he got a good one on 𝗬𝗏𝗺. We'll get a quick look at it. The defenseman got caught up. There was 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀. Sigelov, a shot tipped on goal and went over the net. Weitz was the one who got that one on. The follow-up chance by Bello off the stick of 𝗬𝗏𝗺 and back into the slot. Some tense moments here in the offensive zone for Netanya. But now Haifa bringing it back the other way. It's 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 onside over the line. Strong on that puck. Trying to feed one down low for Sheriff, but there was Sigelov to break it up. Sigelov, a shot, saved by 𝗬𝗏𝗺, and he juggles that one. Haifa looking to get this one out of the zone, and they do. David Levin has to wait for Bello to get onside. Now brings it in. Off the far wall. David Levin curls back. Broken up by Falk. Good job staying with one of the best players in the league. Now Bello, the drop for Sigelov. He shoots one, and it never made it on goal. 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀 will bring it ahead as we hit 1 minute to play in the third period. Mishandled by Steinberg. Gross throws one in front, and Steinberg able to keep it out. The other way, it's David Levin. The drop for Mike. Back in front to David Levin. He shoots one, and I think 𝗬𝗏𝗺 got a piece of that one. Great chances on both ends in the final minute of the third period. Levin kicks it to Liederman. Liederman turns quickly, gets it deep. Falk lets it go right through his legs, and now Golodnitsky has Gross on a 2-on-1. Over to Gross. It went through his legs. Gross picks it back up, trying to dangle around Mike Levin. Levin able to break it up. He'll hoist one out of the zone with 13 seconds left. Spektor takes this one down the right wing. Spektor to the net. He's stopped by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. The rebound in front goes wide. Oh, what a chance for Ilya Spektor in the final seconds of regulation. 𝗬𝗏𝗺, an unbelievable save. His pad comes off. Terrific action in the Haifa goal crease, and we will head to a shootout once Artur 𝗬𝗏𝗺 puts his pads back on, but this was an unbelievable save on Ilya Spektor, able to kick out the left leg and stay right with one of the best players on 𝗬𝗃 Netanya. Just tremendous, tremendous flexibility from him. We've seen it all game and all season, whether it's been with Bat-Yam or now with Haifa. He is absolutely the reason we are going to a shootout. As Haifa picks up their first point of the season, they'll look for one more in their first W of this IEHL season. Netanya not a stranger to shootouts. They've beaten Bat-Yam in the shootout before. Meanwhile, this is Haifa's first time past regulation this season. Still no indication as to who will shoot first. Even though it's not Netanya's first shootout of the season, it's the first time Ido Steinberg in goal for 𝗬𝗃 Netanya will play in this stage of the hockey game. It was Daniel Eliasayev playing when Netanya faced Bat-Yam. Looks like we're not done with regulation, actually. They're putting 7 seconds back on the clock. Perhaps the clock was running. Perhaps the clock was running and we didn't see it. But the scorer's table just put 7 seconds back on the clock, and we still have a little bit of regulation left to play. Can Netanya get this done before the clock hits 0? Comes over to Mike Levin. He shoots and a save by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Set face-off play there for 𝗬𝗃 Netanya, and 𝗬𝗏𝗺 read it well, coming out to the top of his crease, making yet another strong save. Here we're going to see it again on the replay. A perfect face-off win by Levin, and they know just what to do with that puck. Chance for one more set play. But it's Haifa controlling off the draw. They'll clear the zone, and now we will go to a shootout. What a terrific game we've had here from One Ice Arena. You mentioned before, Artur 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Really the story in this one for Haifa. Able to stabilize a team looking for its first IEHL win in franchise history. We've seen great play from Nathaniel Schwartz on the back end. able to hang with one of the best offenses in the IEHL. Captain 𝗂𝗲𝗺 and 𝗕𝗵𝗄𝗆𝗺 deciding who will shoot first. It will be Haifa taking the first shot, and it's 𝗬𝗲𝗺. Playing in his first IEHL game. He'll go one-on-one against Ido Steinberg. Taking it slow. Cuts to the inside. Stops up, shoots, and a blocker save by Steinberg. If you're a shooter, in these cases, your best bet is to usually move quickly. Once you go slow, the goaltender could come out to the top of his crease and anticipate a shot. Steinberg stayed with him the whole way. And now it's going to be David Levin for HC Netanya. Gets a head start on this one. Flying into the zone. David Levin slows down. And he's stopped by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Able to kick out the right pad and deny Netanya's first shooter. David Levin still without a shootout goal. He didn't score in the shootout against Bat Yam either. And now it's 𝗃𝗃 for Haifa. He moves straight in. Falk to the backhand and a save by Steinberg. Much better speed for Haifa on that attempt. But Ido Steinberg able to stay right with 𝗃𝗃. And now it's 𝗬𝗏𝗺 who had 2 goals to win Netanya's last shootout against Bat Yam. He's stopped by 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Now the third shooter for the Haifa Mariners is going to be the captain, 𝗬𝗲𝗺. Picks this one up in the center ice. 𝗵𝗃, stopped by Steinberg. Again, trying to go blocker on Ido Steinberg, and he shuts the door. Now it looks like one of the Haifa players threw a puck out onto the ice. Forced the referee to go get it and slow things down. But it's Mike Levin now with a chance to win it. He goes way wide. Mike Levin, he scores! Slipped it through the legs of Artur 𝗬𝗏𝗺, and HC Netanya going to the playoffs. They remain undefeated and win this one 4-3. Netanya able to stay with this game the entire way, and the beautiful finish from Mike Levin just galloping into the offensive zone. Able to fool 𝗬𝗏𝗺, just a short little shot between 𝗬𝗏𝗺's leg. Couldn't get the stick where it should have been, and that's a great play by Mike Levin. That's all the hockey we have for you tonight from One Ice Arena. Hope you enjoyed a terrific game between HC Netanya and the Haifa Mariners. We'll be back with you on Friday for 2 more games, including Haifa and Tel Aviv, where now for sure one of those teams will pick up their first win of the season. But for now, I'm Ben Baruch saying good night, and we'll see you on Friday.
Tonight's IEHL broadcast is brought to you by Ponki FPV Drone Video, 𝗨𝗏𝗄𝗃 Skate Sharpening, Hockey Central Shop in Krefeld, Germany, Transport Region, Canada's finest moving company for over 20 years, and 𝗨𝗏𝗃𝗲𝗵 photography store in Tel Aviv.